Hi there. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make paper snowflakes like the ones you see here. The name for a 12-sided shape is a dodecagon. Dodeca meaning 12-sided and gon for polygon or for shape. All you need to do this video is to grab yourself a pair of scissors, make sure they're good and sharp, but of course be careful, and a normal sheet of paper. If you have square paper already, that'd be perfect, but if you don't, because most people don't, I'll show you how to make yours into a square shape. I'm just using an old worksheet that my class wasn't going to use anymore, so let's get started. To make your square shape, you're going to want to start by folding one short edge to meet up with a long edge. One of the most important things you can do is to really watch your corners down here. You don't want this little extra guy sticking out. So make sure that that edge meets up really perfectly before you fold. I like to hold down with one hand, push, and then fold as tightly as I can to get a good, nice, tight fold. Sometimes you can use the edge of a fingernail. Now you can see I have a rectangle almost perfect for a bookmark on this end. Just take your scissors and cut this off, trying not to cut the rest of the paper you're going to be using. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Most snowflakes aren't. Now you should have a triangle like this. This would be an isosceles triangle if we want to get specific. And if you unfold it, you have a nice perfect square. So again, go back to that right triangle or isosceles triangle. And one edge should be much longer than the others. You're going to want to take that long edge, and the 2 points on each end are going to need to meet. So bring those together, again paying very close attention to your corners. Try to get it as close as you can, hold it tight with one hand, and then fold down with your other hand. If you get off on your ends, make sure you readjust before you fold down. You don't want to have to refold things over and over if you can help it. Okay, now I have the same shape, but in a smaller version. And now my longer end, my hypotenuse, is no longer the fold that's together, it's an open end. But from here is the trickiest part. That should have been relatively easy. Now what you're going to have to do is hold this little corner down here nice and tight, and we're going to take one of the wings. I like to use the right side, just because I'm right-handed, I guess. And we're going to fold it over. And before you fold down and really make this a nice crease, you're going to want to make sure that this wing is almost equal to this wing, but just a tiny bit larger. And you kind of just have to eyeball it. But again, before you fold down, you're going to want to look at your point down here. If your point doesn't look real nice, don't push anything down or crease anything. So I'm going to adjust just a little bit. I get kind of picky on this. And mine looks pretty good. So I'm going to fold that nice and tight with the edge of my fingernail. Now I'm going to take this wing and I'm going to hug the one that I just folded down. You can see I sort of miscalculated. It didn't come to this edge perfectly, but that's okay. It's nice if it does, but if it doesn't, it'll still turn out really cool. If you flip that over, it should have something that I think looks kind of like a cartoon fox head, but you'll have this little line right here. You want to cut along that line. Get rid of these pieces. Those are for recycling now. And now we have another isosceles triangle, but this time the one edge that's different is a little bit shorter. Since my folds didn't come out and hug each other perfectly, when I cut, I'll get some asymmetrical patterns but that's okay. Now you can just start cutting. I like to do a lot of triangular cuts. This will be the outside edge of your snowflake, and the point here will be what will be in the center of your snowflake. So I'm just going to start cutting off some triangular shapes like this. Be careful that you don't cut your finger, for goodness sake. And since you're cutting through multiple layers of paper, you're going to want to make sure that when you cut, you get as close to that fulcrum of the scissors here as you can, because you'll get the best leverage. This is why you don't use construction paper. You can if you want, but your fingers and hands are going to get really tired if you do more than one of these things. And it's going to be hard to get nice cuts. I'm going to cut like this, like that. They don't have to be perfect triangles either. You can do any shape you want. Circles, half circles. The more tricky you get, the harder it's going to be. I'm going to take the point of this one and just cut it off flat for the heck of it. And I think I'm going to do something with this end over here. I'll try something kind of round. Probably won't turn out like a circle, but anyway, now it looks like I am ready to unfold and see what it looks like. The more you cut, the weaker and skinnier your snowflake is going to be, but it'll be more intricate and more interesting. As you unfold, just keep in mind that once you unfold, it's really hard to refold and make more cuts. Again, you've got 12 sides here. It'll look like 6, but if you just did a regular shape, it'd be 12. And I didn't cut anything off of the tip, so I ended up with a solid middle, but some pretty cool designs here. So anyway, if you're in the mood to do something crafty for the holidays and have some fun with some scissors and some paper, enjoy making yourself some paper snowflakes. Thanks, and have a happy holiday.